Hello, I'm Diane. Welcome to my channel Diane in Stitches, which is a channel discussing all things sewing related. This week I have two t-shirts, a bit of a battle going on between which is the best, which do I prefer, and I've got a bit of a fabric collection haul as well, so do stay tuned for that as well. So the t-shirts that I've been going over the past few months, really, I've made some in the summer and I'm now on a winter journey, as it were, for winter, long sleeved and higher necks. The two t-shirts that I'm discussing today are sort of ones that I've landed on as being nearer to, I don't know if you could call them the perfect t-shirt, but I made one of each of these patterns in the summer with v-neck and short sleeves, and I decided to do the higher neck crew neck version with longer sleeves. This is one of them. The other one is it's virtually the same type, same design, but this is a different designer. This is the Pattern Emporium Keep It Simple Babe t-shirt. As I say, I made a v-neck one with short sleeves in the summer. But I made on this one, the one I made earlier in the summer was a size 10. I had discovered, or I'd sort of landed on being a size 10 in the Pattern Emporium sizes. But the one I made, the Keep It Simple v-neck I made in the summer, was very snug. I'm told that that's the style of it. It is a fitted t-shirt, but it just felt too tight. The sleeves were sort of riding up, and I hadn't done this my usual lengthening below on the armpit here, which gives me more room under the armpit, but it also lowers the bust point, which is not marked on the pattern anyway, but it gives the effect of lowering the bust point. This one, with the Keep It Simple, because I'd made the 10 before, I decided to go with the 12 for this one, and it is a better fit. I'll be putting some pictures and a video up of this one in action. It's looking a bit creasy because I've worn it actually. It's ready to go into the wash actually. So I did a 12, and I extended the line across here. I did that by half an inch, and it's worked okay. It's not tight under the armpits anymore. The 12 has given me a bit more room, and that is better. Having extended the here, I've also done the back, and you have to do the sleeve head as well so that it all matches up under the seams here. And I extended it here, but I didn't shorten the sleeve to sort of compensate for that. And I'm glad I didn't, because these sleeves are just about okay. In fact, I've been reaching up under my cardigan sleeve to pull them down on occasion, keep my wrists warm. But so that's the Keep It Simple t-shirt. I did the binding in the back neck to cover the overlocking up using the same fabric. I have done that before. This one, I'll explain. I'll put the woven bias binding in, but I'll show you that. So I've bound the back neckline there, and I also went around with the cover stitch with just a single chain stitch to holds the front cover stitching down. So as I say, this has been worn and does need to now go in the wash. This one is the Love Notions Classic Tee. So basically it's the same shape. Now the difference with this is that most t-shirt patterns don't have a bust point marked on them. I have got one. It was another free pattern. This is a free pattern from Love Notions, which replaced the Laundry Day Tee. That used to be their free pattern. but I think it's still, you have to join their Facebook page and get a code. But the classic tee is now the free pattern. I have another free pattern, which was the Copper Creek Anything But Basic, and that actually does have the bust points, high bust, full bust, waist and hips lines marked on them. And when I made that t-shirt, I have done a few of those, but they're mainly pajama tops. When I did that pattern, I marked where this full bust point was supposed to be. I'll see if I can find the picture. And then I did a row of hand tacking stitches across that line, and that was, and it was, I mean, my full bust point is here. This line of stitching was here where the full bust point should have been, and I did start then. That's when I started to lengthen this space here to push that bust point down. So the classic tee actually is shaped under here. I'll get the put the pattern away now, but from the armpit it's actually curved at the side, and then it goes into the waist. It's quite shaped. So I thought it would be easier to show you the actual pattern piece. So unfortunately you can't turn off layers on this classic tee, but you can just see that from the armpit it sort of bulges out there, and then it goes into the waist and then comes out again. So by putting my space here, I've lowered where this curve comes on the side here, so it has in effect lowered the bust point. Now I did 1/2 inch on the Keep It Simple, because that's the first time I've done that pattern. The first time I did it, I didn't make any alterations whatsoever. So I did do the half. I just thought I'd try 1/2 inch. With this one, I ended up doing 1 inch because that's what I'd already done. The back piece is the same for whatever t-shirt you're making. So all I had to do was I had to trace out the crew neck and the slit and the long sleeves. And because I'd already got 1 inch on the back, I just did 1 inch on the front. What I should have done really was shorten the existing length, shorten the existing gap that I'd made to 1/2 inch. But it's still fine. I shall alter it probably next time, but it feels absolutely fine. So I've done a straight size 12 on this as well, and this feels quite nice. The shoulders are in the right position. And all in all, I think I'm erring on the side of the classic tee as opposed to the Keep It Simple. So I just need to probably make this gap less. But you can't really see this curve in the side here is more or less in the right place for where my full bust is. So I am liking the classic tee, I think, over the Keep It Simple, but it's the same piece. I mean, you've got all the different crew neck, V-neck, scoop neck. I think I did a scoop neck as well in the summer in the short sleeve. So yes, I think the winner on this occasion is the Love Notions classic tee. And it's not too much of a hardship really that you've got all the sizes printed. I think if I'd printed off on the A4, I think they are selectable layers if I remember rightly. I can't remember now, but certainly the A0 you can't turn layers off to select your size. But it's okay, it works okay. The lines are fairly distinguishable, so not too much of a problem really. So that was my sewing this week, 2 t-shirts, but I have also started this, I'll just show it. I'll say I've started it. This pouch that is the Country Cow Designs pattern of the month, which is a free pouch pattern. And I ordered the kit from Country Cow because I didn't really just so that all the bits were in there that I needed. So I've literally just interfaced all my pieces, and that's just ready to sew. I've got to thread up the sewing machine yet. So that makes the top where the zip will go. So I'm literally just going to work through the instructions on that and hope that comes out okay. I've heard little bits of snippets about the zip, the ends of the zip not quite sitting right, so I'm not sure how I'm going to get over that. I'll just do it as is and see how it turns out. So I've also managed to this week trace out my dress pattern for the reunion due in November. I need to really get on with that. I know I've got the bits and bobs there. I was going to do a Donny shirt and an all-in easy shirt, but I need to sort of get this dress at least partially in progress anyway. So it's the Sewing Therapy tie dress, which is that one. I'm doing the longer sleeve, well, they're elbow length sleeves. I was trying to decide what sizes to do, and I've ended up I fit into, I think, a 6, an 8 and a 10, and I've decided to cut out a 4. And I'm going to, I got the I showed you last week this wool fabric that I got from Sherwood's. I'm going to get going with that, I hope, but I thought I'll get a backup fabric just in case I have a bit of a wobble and decide the wool's a little bit too scary. So I went the other day to a tabletop sale by Stitch Fabrics, who is M. Rosenberg, who are based in London. They go to all the big knit and stitch shows, and they have these pop-up events around the country. And I know Claire of Clarobobbins, she goes to one near where she lives over in Cheshire. And I discovered last week that they'd got one in Lincoln, which is not too far away for us to drive to. So I went down there and I met a friend there who lives in Lincoln, our good friends. Unfortunately, her husband was not well, so she came on her own. And then three of us went for lunch at a nearby pub. And I had a wander around there and had a few things in mind. I wanted some more denim. I did get some more stretch denim from the shop where I bought my overlocker and cover stitch, but I wanted some non-stretch denim. So it's just denim. It's just a plain dark blue non-stretch. It's a tiny little bit mechanical stretch, but just a plain dark blue denim. Quite a good quality. It says somewhere on it Italian denim, but anyway, so that's quite nice. It's quite a nice heavy duty denim. So and with that I'm going to make the Helen's Closet Brooks jeans. I'm going to make another stretch pair with the other stretch denim I've got, but I quite fancy really having a go at non-stretch ones. I also found this remnant, and there's just about a metre, and it's an Italian cotton. It's 100% cotton. I don't know which way up it's going to go, but so there's not a lot. I think it's about 140 wide. So it's a very heavy quality. It's a lovely sort of like a texture to it. It's quite nice. Feels really nice. So less than a metre. I'm not sure what that will be. It could be, or about a metre. It's going to be a stretch, I think, getting another Donny shirt, a short sleeve Donny shirt. So I might make a sort of I think I've got the Helen's Closet Ashton top, which is a sleeveless vest type pullover. So it might end up being one of those. So obviously that's going to be for summer, but I really, really liked that. And then Keith spotted one for himself for a shirt, cotton. So again, this just got all little tiles of various scenes on shoes and palm trees and faces. So enough there for a shirt for Keith. Again, another project for not for winter. And then I thought that I would just have a look and just see what fabrics they might have as a backup, shall we say, alternative to the wool for my tie dress. And I came across this, and it is a cotton. I was more looking for sort of a viscose or a linen, but this is a cotton. It's a fairly drapey cotton. It's not too bad, but I think the tie dress just can be made with either something that drapes or something that's got more structure. But I quite like this. Little trees, and they've got, it's sort of like a gold, like baubles. I suppose it's a little bit Christmassy really, but that's just a cotton lawn or cotton poplin type weight, but it's quite a nice weight. So that's an alternative if I decide to chicken out on the wool. But first of all, I am going to make a muslin. This is actually, I'll just get the one bit out. This is actually a quilt cover set, which I actually bought with this dress in mind. This was the one I was going to make it from anyway, and have this as the dress in this quilt cover. But it will now be it'll be hopefully a wearable muslin. So it's just a florally design with a blue background, just blue and white. So that will be the muslin for the dress. So I'm going to get on. I think that'll be the first job this coming week, is to finish this pouch off, and then I will cut out this quilt cover with the tie dress, and then just test the sizing in case I need to retrace it. Somebody did say go down at least 2 sizes, but anyway, as I said, the designer has put up a video with a range of sizes that she's made on herself, and they all look okay. I just thought, well, I'm happy with however that looks. I don't want it, if it's too big, the ties will bring it in. But anyway, I'll test it with that quilt cover anyway, and then we'll see where we go from there. So after finishing all the t-shirts this week, I haven't done much else really, because it's been a bit busy. Friday I was out at the fabric sale. Yesterday it was my sister's birthday. I've mentioned before, she's in a nursing home, and a cousin was coming across she lives over in beyond Chester. So she came over with her daughter to see my sister on her birthday, and we spent a couple of hours there and in the afternoon. So I hadn't really had much chance to do much, and today I'm recording the video, editing it hopefully before the day's out, and then we'll sort of get cracking next week, Monday morning, tomorrow, getting that quilt cover cut up. So that's it for this week. I think I've covered all the happenings. There's not much else. I had to clear out my laptop the other day. I was doing something, and this message came up saying hard drive full, and I looked, and it's all these videos that's just taking up nearly all my. I think it's a 500 gigabyte. So it's not huge, but it's huge compared to how it used to be. But so I've had to get my backup drive, my external drive out, and I've had to clear a load of the older videos, and I've cleared all out my photos. I hardly ever look at my photographic albums now, that I used to take a lot of photographs. So I've just shipped everything over. Most of the photographs were backed up anyway, but so I've just deleted a load of folders, and I've literally cleared half the hard drive back again. So all these videos are just taking up, because I've got the originals and then I've got the edited ones. But I don't want to delete things just in case I need to look at them again. But I've cleared them all off anyway. So now I have got room on my hard drive for the videos. But anyway, so Anyway, I think I'm done for this week. Just a nice, hopefully a short one. So thanks again for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. Do leave a like and a comment. If you would be kind enough, you can subscribe. I've had a few more subscribers again this week, having had a mention on a couple of other channels. So it does help the channel if you subscribe, and it doesn't cost you anything. Just hit that subscribe, click the bell notifications for all, and then you will get notified when I release a new video. So I'll say thanks again. I hope you all have a lovely week, get lots of sewing done, and I will see you all in the next video. So bye for now.